Sup group, welcome to day 2 of your geometry unit. Today we're finding area of triangles. And before we get started, did you know that triangles are just half of a parallelogram? Did you know that? Every triangle is just half of a parallelogram. So think of it this way. If you knew how to find the area of a parallelogram, and then you just cut that in half, then you know how to find the area of a triangle. And that's what we're going to learn today. And that is all there is to it. You find the area of a parallelogram, you cut it in half, then it just means divide it by 2, and you have your answer to the area of a triangle. That's exactly what we do today. And here's what it looks like. The area of a triangle is found by doing base times height, which is what we did yesterday. Look at this. That equation right there, area equals base times height, is what we did yesterday. That's how you find the area of a parallelogram. But then all you do is take that and divide it by 2. You're done. That's all you gotta do. That's how you find how many squares cover a triangle. Because if you look at this, check this out. Let's pretend that this bad boy keeps going. Look at that, right there. You have a parallelogram. But if you take that parallelogram, you slice it in half across this way, look, it creates 2 triangles. Which means that if you found the area of this whole parallelogram right there, this big parallelogram right here, if I found the area of that and just cut it in half, then you would find the area of this triangle. And that's all you gotta do, because look, the base of the triangle is the same as the base of the parallelogram. The height of the triangle is the same as the height of this parallelogram. So you just do base times height, divide it by 2, and then that gives you the area of this guy right there. And that's all there is to it. Okay, so let's do a couple practice problems, see what that looks like. Here we go. We've got a triangle. We need 2 things, and 2 things only. We need the base and height of this triangle, because we're going to do the base times the height, and then we're going to take that and we're going to divide it by 2. Okay? So let's find the base here. The base of this is right across the bottom here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across. So the base is 6. The height from the bottom to the top is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to take that and divide it by 2. Okay? So 6 times 4 is 24. And 24 divided by 2, 12 square units. And that's how you find the area of a triangle. You just do base times height, the exact same thing we did yesterday. We're just adding 1 extra step to it. We're dividing it by 2, because every triangle is just half of a parallelogram. So we find half of it. Here we go. Next one. Why don't you guys try this one out real quick? Pause the video, solve it up. Okay, so now if this was a full parallelogram, I believe it would look like this. It looks something like that, maybe a full parallelogram. So what we'll do is we'll find the area of this whole parallelogram, and then we'll just cut it in half so we get rid of this part, and we only find the area of this piece. So we need the base, which is the distance across here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across. And the height of it from the bottom to top, 1, 2, 3 from the bottom to top, and then we'll divide that by 2. So we've got 6 times 3, which is 18, and 18 divided by 2 is 9. 9 square units. That is the area of this triangle right here. 18 would be this whole thing, which is why we did base times height, then we just cut it in half, and we only find this piece there. Okay, here's another example. See if you can find the area of this triangle. And the formula for the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Because a triangle is half of a parallelogram. So we cut it in half. Okay, so we've got our triangle here. We want to find how many squares cover this. So what we'd actually do is pretend it's a whole parallelogram. We find the base and height of this parallelogram. The base of this parallelogram from here to here will be 9. Equals 9, and the height is 7 from the bottom to top. It tells us that. And then we would do 9 times 7, and then divide that by 2, because we want to cut this part off, right? Because we're finding the area of all of this, but we just want to get rid of that so we can just get the area of that. So we just cut it in half. So 9 times 7 is 63. And 63 divided by 2 is 31 and a half, 31.5. And if you don't believe me, I'll show you real quick here. 63 divided by 2, puts in 3 times, which is 6. 3 goes into 3 one time, which is 2. 1 left over, bring down to 0. 3 goes into 10. 5 times. Boom! Still got that division in me, huh? But again, guys, finding the area of a parallelogram, which is base times height. That's how you find the area of a parallelogram. We just divide it by 2 because the triangle is half that. And then what does it look like if we get a problem similar to what we had yesterday where we know the area, we know the one of the dimensions, we can't find out the other one, right? So what we're looking at here is an area of 24 with a height of 6. Okay, so what do we do here? We set up our problem. Area equals base times height divided by 2. We know it's divided by 2. We don't know the base, but we do know the height is 6. So we do 6b. So what really is base times height really is 6 times the base, because we know what the height is, we just know what the base is. So 6 times something divided by 2 would give us our area of 24. 6 times something divided by 2. We practiced a couple of these earlier in the year. They're kind of fun to do. But you need to think of something that would divide by 2 to get 24. Well, what divided by 2 would give you 24? Well, we could work this back as a two-step equation technically. You would just multiply this side by 2. That would cancel out. So you multiply this side by 2. You would get 48. 48 equals 6b. 6 times something would give you 48. We just divide this by 6, divide this by 6, and that will be, b will be equal to 8. The distance down here will be, the base of this would be 8. So we say base equals 8 centimeters. And here's how you would solve that. If you got questions about this one's probably the most difficult type of problem that we do. But go ahead and ask me any questions you guys got. Good luck on your assignment. Peace out. See you later.